Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. I am doing a Q&A today. I haven't done one in a while and I thought it'd be really nice just to do a more of a chit chat, sit down video with you, and I asked on Instagram stories for some questions, so I've got quite a few. Got my cup of coffee here. It is a lovely sunny day, so I'm just going to crack on with answering some questions. So the first question is, what advice would you give on buying your first home? Tips on saving for a deposit are also welcome. So I would say first place to start would be to look at a few mortgage calculators, which is what we did. So I think Barclays and Halifax do a couple of good ones. I'll link some below if you're interested. They were really helpful in making us understand how much money we needed for a deposit versus, you know, what we could afford on a mortgage for our salaries and things like that. So that really helped us sort of understand where our goal was in terms of what we needed, and then we figured out how we would obviously save the money. In terms of saving money, I've got a few tips. So definitely look into Help to Buy ISAs. Quite a few around, I believe. I don't know if they stopped doing it or not, but they should still be around. They're essentially a really good way to earn a bit of free money back by putting your money into a savings account. So yeah, definitely look into those. They're very handy. And just generally in terms of saving money, it's just all about cutting back on the things that you don't need. And I've been doing a lot of saving recently, so I found it really helpful to use an app on my phone that did my kind of outgoings and ingoings. So I kind of put in how much I get every month, then what I need for my direct debits and things like that. And then it's better for you to be able to see what you're spending and then figuring out what you don't and don't need, i.e. clothes and things like that. So yeah, there's a few tips from me. Don't think I'm going to go into it in too much detail because I'm sure some other people have got some much better advice than me. Someone has asked, what was your first ever job? So my first ever job was when I was about 14 and I basically was in a kitchen for a tea rooms, and I used to load the dishwasher and then I used to clear away tables and things like that. I actually had 2 jobs where I worked in tea rooms first. So yeah, that was my first ever job. I still to this day cannot stand the smell of a dishwasher, and I think it's because of that, and it kind of takes me back and reminds me of it, and yeah, it's just a horrible smell. Someone has asked, will you get a pet? And I believe I've answered this before. Eventually one day, yes, but probably not until we're probably older, as in had kids and all that kind of thing. Probably more when you know, we've got more flexible jobs. At the moment it's just not fair. We both work full time and it just wouldn't be fair, and I wouldn't feel right getting a dog, which it would be, and then kind of paying someone to come and walk it because we weren't here. I just don't think that's fair, so I'd rather have a pet when I was here more often and able to look after it a bit more. A cat would probably be an actual ideal pet for us, but we are definitely more dog people versus cats. Don't hate on me. Favourite music album of all time, which is really difficult because I am into music, but I'm not really into music, and I feel like I used to listen to music more when I was a bit younger, so I would probably have to say like one of McFly's albums, which, don't judge me, but it just really takes me back to a really good time in my life when I was obsessed with McFly. I love all their songs, I know all their songs back to back, so yeah, probably a McFly album, to be honest. Yeah, I mean I like a lot of different albums and music, so it'd be quite hard to pick one. But yeah, probably for nostalgic it would be one of McFly's. What did you study at A-level and what did you get? And what did you study at uni? So at A-level I studied film studies, English literature, general studies because we had to, science and society, which I don't know if that is still a thing, and drama. So yeah, I had to study 5. I think I got A, B, B, C, C. Yeah, I got an A in film studies, B in English, B in drama, and then the other 2 were C's. Uni, I studied English literature and film studies as like a BA honours joint degree. I'm not sure I would say I loved it, but it was alright. Yeah, it was alright. I've got, what are your top 3 Christmas songs? I love Christmas and I love Christmas songs. This is quite hard, but I love the song by Hertz. I'm really bad at knowing names though, but I think it's Everybody. I will write it underneath here what it's called, but I absolutely love the song by Hertz. I also love Jingle Bell Rock by the Vamps. I quite like new Christmas songs. And then it would probably be an older song, but what would it be? I like Slade, or yeah, Slade. It's a good one. Do you find it harder making friends as you get older? I find it hard to meet people. I feel like yes and no. A few friendships have really changed kind of since end of school to now, but I feel like I've made some really good friends through my full-time jobs. I've made kind of one of my best friends through there, and then also some really great friends through work. So I've been very lucky in that respect, but I think that's because I've worked in agencies with quite young people, whereas sometimes it's quite hard to meet friends at work, so not everyone meets them like that. But then other than that, I've just really kept kind of my close girlfriends from school. And again, I've been quite lucky, I guess, to have managed to do that. I think it's harder when you get older to know who your real friends are, but almost easier. It's really hard to explain, but I feel like when you get older, you realise who your really close friends are. And I think you kind of have to make a bit of a decision of not who you really want to spend your time with, but I don't know, I think you just end up sort of making your friendship groups a bit smaller and having those really close friends. So yeah, I don't know if I've really answered that question, but I feel like I've been quite lucky personally, but it's probably because of the situations I've been in where, as I said, if I've been at work, I've met some really great friends. But yeah, I can imagine when you're a bit older, it is quite hard to meet new friends. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Someone's asked a very interesting question. How do you know if you should be in a relationship with someone? It's a good question. I don't know how to answer it. I think for me, I've been quite lucky, obviously, with Dan, and us being together for so long. I think you have to understand if you're happier. I think you need to make that decision whether you are happier with them or whether you'd be happier without them. And I think obviously that's an awful thing to say, but if you're having to try and make a decision like that, then that's really important, and it's not worth staying with someone if it's making you unhappy just because you feel like you should stay with that person. I think you kind of know. I really think you know. I think if you really think about it, I think it is weighing up that happiness, I guess. And for me personally, I still get really excited even if I've been at work all day and I know I'm coming home to see Dan, and I get really excited thinking, oh, I'm going to see him this evening. So I think I always know that is a really good sign. And obviously if I ever go away anywhere, I find it really difficult to leave him. So yeah, I think it's just little signs, and I just think when you know, you know. Someone has asked, have you got out of this year what you wanted to achieve? This is quite a difficult question because I feel like I didn't really write down what I wanted to achieve this year, apart from spending less money, saving more, reading a few more books, and yeah, I feel like I have kind of ticked those things off. I've been reading more books. In terms of saving, I've been really cracked down on that, really tried to cut out what I don't need, like I was saying earlier, which I think has really helped me. And yeah, I still get moments where I've mentioned it a bit on social media, where I feel like I should be doing this or that, or I should be seeing more friends, more family all the time. And I feel like when you're kind of this age, it's really hard to weigh everything up, and I don't know, it sometimes feels a bit of a battle between even just things like chilling out at the weekend versus doing loads of things. But yeah, I feel like this year has been very productive, and yeah, I feel quite positive about what I've achieved. Someone has asked, what shampoo and conditioner do you use? Your hair is always so pretty. Thank you very much. I actually flip between quite a few different ones. My favourite is probably the L'Oreal LV. I think it's the clarifying clay shampoo. I really like it because it's good if you've got kind of greasy roots and then dry ends. It's very good at like making your hair more the same. I really like the Provoke purple shampoo, which is really cheap, but that's really good at getting out brassy tones if you've got blonde dyed hair. And then I kind of just tend to go for any kind of conditioner if it's on offer, or something that's quite deep conditioning, and then I put it more on the ends versus near the top. Are you still in full-time work? If so, what is your job and do you enjoy it? Yes, I am still in full-time work. I am a content manager, so I work primarily in social media. I actually work for an advertising agency, but I work across quite a few different global brands. Yeah, running kind of social media channels and things like that. But I work quite closely with kind of account managers and things like that. Yeah, let me know if you'd ever want to find out a bit more about my job, and I can maybe do a specific video about it. I've always ummed about it, but yeah, let me know. But yes, I do enjoy my job. I'm a bit of an organisational freak, so I like that kind of aspect of my job, and yeah, let me know if you'd want to hear more. Someone has asked favourite skincare products. I'm not a massive skincare person, which is really bad to admit, but I particularly love the Body Shop tea tree oil range. I use their toner, I use the scrub, and then I also use, they've got this really nice night cream. That is very good because I have quite spotty skin, which has got probably quite worse in the last couple of years, I'd say. But I use the scrub every day in the shower, and then I use the toner at night, and then yeah, I use the cream as well on my spots. And I really, really love it. I love the toner particularly. It's really, really refreshing after you kind of taking your makeup off. And then a really nice layer of that toner. It's very refreshing. So if you struggle with spots, I'd really recommend that range. It's really, really good. What do you eat for lunches? When you do your food hauls, I wonder what you both take to work for lunch. Yeah, so when I do my food hauls, our lunches aren't included within that. We tend to both just do our lunches separate because it's just, I can't think about that at the weekend. I'd rather just get my lunches throughout the week. Everyone knows me at work to eat bagels. I love a bagel a day, but I tried to cut that down just because it's not the most healthy, but I would have different things on it. Recently I've started having Rivita, so I have Rivita with avocado and tomato, like cherry tomatoes. Love avocado, probably eat too many avocados, but just can't get enough of it. Or I'll have things like tuna on bagels, or what else do I have? It's cream cheese, something like that. But yeah, try to be quite good in the days so that I can then counteract it with eating biscuits in the evening. Have you ever thought about moving to a new country? No. I think Dan would probably be keen to move to a new country, maybe like America, but I just am not interested. I love England, and I'd be happy to move around the country. Like there's a few places that I would quite like to visit. I probably mentioned them in my last Q&A, so I'll link that. But in terms of actually moving to a new country, I don't think I could do it. I just like my home comforts. Obviously I like being near my friends and family, and yeah, I just like the way we live here. Someone else has asked, what tips can you share on saving up for your own home? I feel like I've probably covered that, so yeah, hopefully I have. Someone has asked, where do you get your hair cut? I get it cut in a place near Kent, or in Kent, called Viva Hair, and I will link it below if you are interested. So yeah, that is all of the answers. I have got my battery flashing right now, so I need to stop talking and get this edited for you. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know what you want to see on my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.